turn on, okay? And so let's see. So first, let's say I think it's my great pleasure to welcome all of you. And I think, let's say first I'm going to send you the final, let's say, result. Let's say in this 40-minute, tutorial, what I'm going to create in 40 minutes, because I think when I was students, I always have, a question in my mind, what am I going to learn this 45 minutes with this professor? And definitely, I think this is not just my own effort. And, let's say the packages you are going to use based on, let's say thousands of, professional developers from the R community. So that's why, we get to use the best technology for this section. You see the map is interactive, right? You can click, let's say each location and see what's going on in that location. Let's, there's a hurricane, in Florida. Let's say, there are, tornadoes or maybe other disasters in certain areas. You expect, maybe in marketing term, we say search, traffic is going to change in some of the locations. Maybe there are insights or implications for, grocery stores or maybe for other businesses, right? So how to take advantage of this opportunity, maybe that's a business question you guys can ask. But for today, since we are just going to address this technical question, let's get started. So again, I actually designed two tutorials. The first one is like a PowerPoint, okay? And the second one is actually, the official tutorial, okay? And then finally also the official output, okay? So first one you see in the link, workshop underscore GTrains R. This is the PowerPoint, okay? I try to make, briefly talk about each slide, and I may not have time to talk about all of the details. I think so here, this is actually a step-by-step technical tutorial, okay? And how to get it done, how to, visualize, all of the details and make it visually appealing, right? Hopefully. So now let me get started. I will start with the tutorial in my slides. Actually, to be honest, it took me 2 weeks to get this final tutorial polished. And when I say polished, I mean, let's say when I compare my tutorial with some of the best from the industry, I would say that, I probably have something unique to offer. And also, I think, I incorporate the best practice stepping. I think everybody is time poor, and I want to make sure you have something to, to take away by attending this section. Okay. So again, I want to make sure I share a screen with you, and can you guys all see my screen? Will that be okay? Yes, good. So that being said, first you see here, let's say, in case you want to do other fancy things, this is not a limit. This is not even a limit. You see, R also allows you to create maybe 3D shapes, right? 3D maps in an interactive manner. So yesterday when I was preparing tutorial, my son was surprised. He said, this is cool. And I said, imagine how much time I can do this. I said, 5 seconds to create such a 3D map. But traditionally, let's say 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it's nearly impossible for a non-professional map producer, right? But now, because it's fancy technology, all of you can create, 3D maps, or let's say this kind of interactive maps in a few seconds, okay? So let's get started again. We have 2-step process. So I want to make sure we use our time efficiently. So I'm going to actually, help you navigate my slides first. And, we will we will cover the steps and why we do this, what's important, and then how to get it done. Okay. So first you see here, let's say, I know some of you probably use Excel, Tableau, or maybe Alteryx or Qlik. And I think there's a strong reason that you need to expand your toolbox. Let's say to maybe R or Python. Okay. The reason is that, so many of the things we do in digital marketing and business analytics, using Excel and Tableau is just not enough. And I found, okay, so let's say, your boss wants you to scrap and analyze 10,000 social media posts. And let's say people talk about, Nike, Adidas. He wants you to get this done in 1 day. How to get it done? Using Excel or Tableau is not enough. It's just not possible. how to get it done, R and Python. Okay, the only two choices, unless you are computer engineer, maybe JavaScript, that will be third choice. Okay, so that being said, again, let me show you how to get it done efficiently. First, you see, let's say definitely, you can get it done manually. So, but to get it done manually, download the data from Google Trends, and then build a map using Tableau, which is already efficient enough. But otherwise, you understand Tableau is actually a public company, right? So the stock ticker is actually CRM, right? Customer Relationship Management. But it takes more than 10 minutes for you to build a map, and also let's say get the data first and build a map. More than 10 minutes easily. So the method I'm going to introduce today, it will allow you to scrap the data from Google Trends automatically. You don't need to go to Google Trends website and then build such a customized map to show your boss, in 30 seconds. Okay, so you can relax and enjoy more coffee with your friends and family members. And then, definitely it's for free. You don't need to buy anything. You understand, if you use Tableau before, Tableau is not for free. And Excel is not even for free as well. So you get to pay license fees for the Excel, right? And I use Excel for free, all because my university. So that's why I try to contribute to this community, because I think, we get to actually build this community better. So I always take my daughter to VEX robotics competition, STEM competition. I think, understanding how to use this technology really expand everybody's, expertise to a different level. So that being said, you see here, RStudio again for free. You don't need to install anything today. As long as you have a computer as a stable internet connection. And then, we will actually load and install the packages automatically, and then scrap out Google Trends data automatically. And then we process data, and then, we will transform data for mapping, and then we create a customized map. Okay, when I say customized, means you can actually manipulate the labels, the font size, the details, and then finally you can create a map like that one I show you at the beginning, right? I see each region shows you let's say a colored, let's say a shaded area, and then with value on it, and yeah, and then you can make it more complex, but this is probably already good enough for beginners, especially if you never use R before. And I think the syntax I'm going to use is already made public, and I tried multiple times. I guarantee it should work. But in case something doesn't work, let me know, and I will help you. Definitely, I also help you walk through each step. Okay, and definitely, this is not. And when we get started, I will show you where to download. But in case you want to download it right now, I think I want to show you the resources, right? And you see here, the one I just uploaded today. It's named G-Trends R Business Analyst TXT. And, it's, I think it's around 40 lines. And we get this work done in 40 lines syntax. And I will walk you through the basics. But, if you want to know the detail, ChatGPT and Google are best professor instructor, okay? So that being said, again, I also have other examples. And to be honest, I think learning, one part of learning is about learning on your own. The second part of learning is about sharing. So if you learn something, maybe consider sharing with us, and maybe use this platform, so we all can learn from you as well. So I sometimes, this is actually based on tutorial I designed years ago. This was, 2023, and this is already a second trial, and today is the third time, okay? So, and then, I also cover some basic SEOs again. So I still think, I can make this part better, but maybe some of you guys are practitioners, and maybe you can tell me how to make this part better. For example, I think in this example you see here, I can crawl, the website name. And then once I finish crawling website name, I can get the title tag for free. Let's say vex.com. The title tag, game-changing payment solutions for every business, right? And then, there's the university also in New Mexico State University, Be Bold, Shape a Future, something, okay? That's a second example I want to share with you. And then the third example I want to share with you, also, this all always involve my own understanding of the syntax and also my domain expertise led by you guys are probably better experts in the marketing domain, and maybe you can tell me the better usage of this technology. So the third one I want to show you here is, let's say, you want to open the restaurant. What's the ideal location? You see here, imagine if you work at CSUB, or let's say if you're a student who attend CSUB, you don't want to drive more than 15 minutes for lunch, right? You understand traffic jam and also, oil, gasoline fees, right? And you just want maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and maybe 8 minutes. So that means that this map shows you actually, let's say the drive distance between a certain area and also time estimation. So imagine if you want to open a business, maybe being closer to these values, these hotspots, just so important, right? So this is the second one I created recently. The reason I showcase these ones are because they are all related to a topic we talk today. And maybe, some of you guys, love money, right? You love counting your own money or counting other people's money. You guys understand NVIDIA had a crazy year this season, right? A crazy month, maybe crazy. It's been crazy for 5 years, but I don't think, we are the only person who, who recognize and notice this. So see, I actually did a small prediction a few months ago in February. And I tried to use, let's say a keyword, AI, like a Google Trend search on AI to predict, NVIDIA's stock performance. I found, let's say 74%, let's say R square, which can be used to explain the changes in stock prices in NVIDIA using the Google Trend search. That's why, I think I covered this topic today, how to scrap, a Google Trends data automatically, and then, visualize using Google Trends, visualize using like a map, okay, interactive map. So lastly, if you have any idea to make, this meetup group a better place for learning and sharing, please let me know, because I started this in 2019, and I think I'm still trying to figure out the best way to network with different people from different industry, to learn from each other. And so let me know if you have any idea. Okay, so next one. So I think again, so also all of the slides I share with you here created using R as well. So in case you want to do any of these things, let me know. I can share with you the syntax by email as well. And the next one, see here, also, I think marketing is a broad domain, and I'm sure you understand, some of the things you do have big impact, but sometimes it's just so hard to explain, or probably what's going on, right? And also, I think briefly, I want to explain, the importance of data analytics, and how universities and community are making better. So unfortunately, I don't have time to go over all of them, but I want to share that my student who took some of these skills, I learned some of these skills, they all found awesome jobs. And next one. So today we are going to, let's say use a package. If you think about package, let's say it could be, let's say, think about screwdriver you purchase for, your work, yard work or something. And so it could be something, purchase, and you get things done, right? So now, we are going to get this package for free from R, so we can get things done in a few seconds or a few minutes. So that's what a package does, right? It helps you save time. It helps you get your job done efficiently. And to give you ideas, so you see here, this is the primary package you'll be using. It's named the GTrends R. And so, it shows you documentation, how to get a package, what's a sample syntax you can use to install a package, to use a package. What does it mean? You see here, you can visualize, let's say NBA, NHL, the searching interest in California, right? And definitely, you can, I think the link is here. So for those of you who just joined, again, let me try to share with you the workshop tutorial again. And next one you see here, let's say again, so I try to show you why learning analytics can help you expand your career outcome. And definitely, some of these may not be relevant. I still want to show you. And also, I think I want to highlight recent years in business analytics. You see the trend. There are just so many jobs available, and sometimes, I think attending these meetups or webinars, I mean, probably a good way for you to know people who have similar mindsets, right? And finally, I think how do I build these slides? I mean, I can, we can think about a different section, but this is all open source. So that being said, you can build this slide by following this, for example, this tutorial here. Okay, these two tutorials. And next one, I think again, so my syntax is available here. In case you didn't see my original introduction, I try to share with you here. And the name, the syntax is named is, let's say, GTrains business analyst TXT, okay, TXT. So, okay, and that document on that page, I'm definitely going to show you again. So you are not gonna get lost, okay? So that being said, you see here, let me show you that syntax again. So before we start, you can actually download this syntax, okay? So if you scroll down, you see the document named the GTrains _ business analyst .txt file. You can click it and download it to your computer, right? Download it to your computer. And but we are not getting started yet. But I suggest you actually come to this page and then copy that syntax to a TXT file before we move forward, okay? Before we move forward. And now, I'm going to start the second part. And as I mentioned, this is a little bit technical. And when I do technical introductions, I always suggest that, you try to follow me step by step. And also, I have the steps here, right? And I think this afternoon when I was taking my son to the library, I actually tried to publish this final step-by-step tutorial. And I guarantee, let's say if you are with me, we can get this done, probably in 10 to 15 minutes, right? 10 to 15 minutes. And, let's get started, okay? Let's get started. I think, before we finish, maybe I can do some brief introductions and then see, what kind of questions you might have. So that being said, here I have the basic steps, okay? And I show you how to create, our studio project. Even if you never use it before, okay? Even if you never use it before, I show you the basic steps, okay? The basic steps. And then, we'll be following these basic steps, but again, so the syntax is available here. If you have any question, you're welcome to ask me anytime. So otherwise, yeah, so let's get started, okay? So see, the first step, we are going to actually go to RStudio Cloud. I'm going to try to follow this step because, I understand you are trying to follow this step as well. But for those who just joined, you may want to look at other examples. Let's see, again, I'm not author any of these packages. You see, the awesome packages you can use to create even a 3D map for your kids or for your friends or for your boss as well, right? And they definitely have many professional, examples as well. So let's get started. So you see the first step, now I want to slow down. I want to make sure you can follow me. So you see, first step, we're going to go to RStudio Cloud. And I want to make sure I actually create this. I actually go to RStudio Cloud and I just want to make a copy of this, word by word. And so maybe, you can just make a copy as well. So you see RStudio Cloud, the first result. And then you see here, if you are first-time user, congratulations. This platform is very easy to use, okay? But, let's say if you already used before, I think probably you already saved your account, right? I'm going to log out, okay? So let's say because I think, I already have too many projects here. I need to delete a few projects in order for me to move forward. And then I will log out and I will show you how to move to the next step, okay? So that being said, my suggestion is that, let's say, for those of you who don't have an account, I suggest that you actually, let's say, create an account right now, okay? And you see here, you click sign up on the right corner, upper right corner, click sign up. And then you see once you click sign up, you see here you are going to choose the first plan, which is free, and $0 for waiver. So that being said, they want to protect individual users. So let's say if you just want to use for up to 25 hours per month, you can get it for free, okay? So that being said, let's say we are just going to use a free version, right? Free version. And let me pause for maybe 1 minute so you guys can create your account, okay? And make sure you click, learn more so you can create that free account here. You see, click sign up. But I already signed up, so I don't need to sign up again. So if you have Gmail account, that makes your process very smoother. So it's just one click, right? You don't need to enter a password, account number, okay? So I mean, the easiest way to just use your Gmail account, okay? So I'm going to give you 30 seconds. You guys can sign up. And then we will restart. 30 seconds. Okay, so in case you need more time, please send me a chat message so we can slow down. Otherwise, I think I'm going to move to a second step. So that being said, you see here, I'm going to log in, okay? And I think, I can still use my free account. When you have too many projects, sometimes you just need to delete some original projects so you can keep using their free account, okay? I'm going to log in with Google again. And so I assume you already create your account, right? And we can move to a next move forward, okay? And if not, please let me know. I can also help you after the tutorial, okay? And I think the next step, let's see here, the upper right corner, you can click a new project, okay? New project. And I think new RStudio project, right? And let me just slow down. Sometimes, you see upper right corner, there's a, like a blue color square tab, and you can click new project. So you can, build a new project from scratch, right? So our project is almost there. And also here, you can definitely look at some tutorials, guide, and sometimes you can use ChatGPT can help you to create some simple syntax, let's say, a plot, a figure, right? So now, let's say I'm going to actually briefly introduce this platform. You see here we have, let's say, the console, right? The console means, let's say you are going to implement or execute your syntax. The console is going to show you the progress, okay? How it's working, let's say, and what, and then let's say how it works, okay? And then, let's say here environment means, let's say you are going to see some files or documents generated on the upper right corner, and usually these are data files. And then some files you can actually upload or download to your computer. So you see, you can upload the data set, right, to this part of the interface. You can also download your data set, right? You can also download the data set by clicking this, gear, tab, and then, export your Excel spreadsheet or something, okay? And for now, I think we want to keep it simple. We just want to use a very basic one. So file, and see the left corner, the upper left corner, you can click file, new file, and then R script, okay? And make a simple, let's say map using this, R script, using R script, okay? R script allows you to do some real-time coding, okay? Real-time coding. And we can definitely use R Markdown, okay? We can definitely use R Markdown, but for this stage, we just use R script, okay? And then, let's say you can, if you want to build the R Markdown file, then you can actually publish, your tutorial and everything like this one here, okay? But today we are going to build, a a dashboard using my syntax, which is written in, in R as well. So let's see. You're going to go to my page and then copy my syntax. I post it here. And then I'm going to briefly explain step by step. But, my documentation is already included here. So I show you a documentation, how to, how each part of the syntax actually works, okay? I briefly explain as well. So let's get started. So we will finish working on this, and then I will help you walk through the file, okay? So see, I'm going to first step, you see I'm copied it and paste it here, okay? Paste it here. We have 41 lines, and we don't want to miss any line at this stage, okay? And doing this, and in our script, it means that we can show the progress step by step. So that means that you can run line by line. In order to save time, sometimes we just run the whole thing once we save it, okay? Let's save it, so we can run, we can run it, like all of the syntax all in once, okay? I'm going to save it at gtrains and make it short, okay? And then you see here, R knows that, I need to install these packages, right? And usually I need to click install today since, R knows it, that, I need to install the package before. Maybe there's a different way. I mean, you can click install, but we already have these packages in, the line which says, okay, install packages here available. So maybe we can just move forward without, clicking install. But usually, I mean, especially if you're a beginner, just click install, okay? And I think we just run line by line because it's more interesting to see your progress, right? Around the first two lines, the reason that, I want to install these packages first, and then I want to, I want to use this package to help me do the work more efficiently, right? And the most important package you see I included on my page is gtrains-R. So what is gtrains-R? So gtrains-R is actually, a package which shows you, let's say, how to scrap, let's say hundreds or thousands of, let's say, search interest data for free with a customized time frame and also customized location. And maybe you can also customize your search, category. Let's say here we use web search, okay? And you see, we are still working on it. And at this stage, you see, I'm trying to explain the second step. And we are going to use primarily this package, gtrains-R, deeply-R, leaflet. Leaflet is actually used to make maps. And deeply-R is for data manipulation, okay? Data manipulation. If you never heard about deeply-R, that's fine. So you can search deeply-R, and it's grammar data manipulation. So that being said, some of you might be encouraged to learn Python. But, I think personally, when it comes to data manipulation, when it comes to big data manipulation, deeply-R is usually a first choice. It's, because R is written for data analysts originally. And the documentation is the best, okay? And there are some basic functions we'll be using today. And that's just so powerful. You see, deeply-R also has connections with other software like DuckDB, which is also popular. And then for those of you who do machine learning or big data analytics, you do Spark-ly-R, and which is launched by Apache. Spark is also very popular. And this is actually, public company. And there are some basic usage, and also the cheat sheet is second to none. Okay, so that being said, you see here, they show you how to actually follow a basic tutorial to get things done in 1 or 2 lines syntax. Okay, so that being said, I think we finished installing the syntax, the package. I'm gonna change my size, window size a little bit. So drag this part down so I can see maybe more than 10 lines each time. So now I'm going to load the packages, okay? And also one of the primary packages we'll be using is named map view, okay? And I will explain map view briefly as well, but you can also go search. I'm going to run this part from line 6, but yours may be a little bit different. For me, it's my line 6 to line 14. I'm going to load the libraries. For R, first you have to install packages. And then the second step, you have to actually, load the packages again. Okay. And let's say I think here I have some, minor issue, and I think, doing about capturing data, set options. I think, I just skip that and see if they can let me move forward. If not, I have to probably change to our, our markdown. Okay. And I think, we now move to the next step. Again, so I think it seems that, this package which named Tigris, we may have a minor problem, but we will see if we can skip this problem. And usually, I mean, let's say if you use like the desktop version, it's way much better, okay? And first, you see here, we are going to make the first plot, and then definitely you can publish that plot as well immediately. So you see, I'm going to run this function, and line 17 to line 20, and I'm going to make that plot, and the plot shows up immediately on the lower right corner, right? It shows how people are searching for business analysts in different locations and what's the search interest, and if you use time series analysis and using X or probably XY coordinate, right? And now you see here, we already got a result. Now there's a minor trick. If you just want to publish this plot, there is a way to get it done, efficiently. And you see, you can publish this application or this, document individually. So now let's say, we just want to publish this plot individually. And you see here, we click this sign. I think originally its name publish, but they want to make it more visually appealing, probably more accessible. Even if you don't know that meaning, you have instinct sign. You have instinct, your instinct tells you maybe I need to click that sign and see what happens. And then, click publish. You see, I can go back. You see here, again, let me repeat this process again. You see, click publish. Then there are pop-up window, right? RPubs, which is a free version, and which allows you to publish your result, web page, API, or maybe a documentation and everything. And then, click publish, and then it takes you to this page, okay? Which is owned by RStudio as well. Let's just name it a plot. But since I already have too many plots, I mean, name it Gplot, okay? Gplot, Gtrends plot, something simple, okay? But if you are a first-time user who use this, you need to register, okay? So when you register, they are going to have pop-up page, and you need to register using your personal email account. Usually, I don't use my school email account for this. And once you register, you can use this for free, okay? I suggest that you register because it should only take you, the whole section will be recorded, and you can watch it later on. So please register right now. And for me, I already registered, I already sent my credentials. But for you, please register if you are first-time user. I probably can wait for maybe 30 seconds when you guys are trying to register. And if you finish registration, please send me maybe number 1 in the chat. So I know you are probably following me, hopefully. But I can definitely help you as I finish this tutorial, okay? So let me double check and make sure, everything all right. I'm going to actually now click continue. And you see my first plot is published, okay? The reason I also do this step by step is you see here, reading plots page by page is more enjoyable, right? And if you just publish the whole thing here on the same page, you see sometimes format or something may change, but the things there are some slight differences, okay? And then the second thing we are going to do is, let's say we are going to actually, let's say, use a function again to save the results, okay? Once we save the results, we are going to actually, process data. So this part is critical, Okay, so let's run this again so we can save the results with the name business analyst. Okay, so let's run this section. And you see, once you save it, we are going to see that document under global environment. Okay, it's a list. It's not a data frame yet. That's why, you know, if you click it, you can't see probably what's going on. But let's see if we can generate data frame or data set. Okay, now we are going to run line 26 to 28. Okay, now we have region trends, which is a data set. Excellent. I see this data set has, you know, 51 rows, okay, which showcases, you know, let's say the results for different states. Now this is like a tidy data set, right? We say tidy data set because, you know, we use like a deeply R to actually, you know, extract, you know, just the region trends, you know, and then rebuild the data set named the region trends. The first column location, second column hits, third column, you know, search term we used, and then geolocation, US, and then geoprop, you know, which a search category, okay, web search. So now the next step is critical because this step really allows you to do simple thing, to do, you know, tedious things in a efficient manner. It may not be easy, but I will show you why we do this and how it can be done, you know, in such a manner, okay? So now you see here, we are going to rename the location variable to name. I will tell you why later on. So you see a first column is named the location. This is basically, you know, step names, right? We are going to rename it using the using this part syntax, okay? And I'm going to click run. And then we renamed successfully, okay? We renamed successfully. How to see if we did it successfully? You see, the first column has changed. The first column is not named name. And I'm going to tell you why in a second, okay? So now, you know, I think the most challenging part, again, I can't guarantee if we can get this done using R syntax or R script, because sometimes installing package to a cloud environment, you know, something may change. If that's the case, I strongly suggest you download RStudio to your desktop, which might be tedious, but the only reason that, you know, some packages are not compatible with the web version, okay? Let's install it as, let's run these two sections and see what works. If not, I need to switch back to my desktop version. So 35 to 36, we are going to use this powerful package, which is Target Res, you know, package. Okay, we already loaded. I hope it works. Okay, let's run it. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, we got some reminders, maybe friendly reminders, but fortunately, we were super lucky. It works well. So this data set is now named USGEO, okay? And we can click it under environment and click it, see how it looks like, okay? Let's click, you know, USGEO. And you see, we have one column named name. Now you know why we want to rename our original data set to, you know, with a column named name, which showcases all of the states. And then you see here in the USGEO data, which this is created by, you know, GIS experts. And then, you know, we have, you know, state names, a region named name, right? Instead of states or region or location. That's why we want to be consistent so we can use their packages for free and also with no effort, okay? So now, again, so just some, you know, minor, you know, let's say things you can experiment. And let's say, you know, you want to say, let's say, tail USGEO, which showcases, you know, last 6 columns or 6 rows, last 6 rows of the column of the data set. And then, you know, let's say you can also type str USGEO, which shows you all of the variable names, okay? All of the variable names, okay? All of the variable names. So you can see here underneath, you know, all of the step names are named as, you know, let's say, a name with a name instead of location or region, right? And then this is not also critical. But again, don't worry. So R has great documentations. And the reason I say this, let's say you don't understand what's going on with this function inner join. And as I mentioned, this is the function, primary function available, at deeply R. So let's say you search deeply R, right? At google.com. And then, let's say you type the function name inner join, right? Inner join. And then, let's say there definitely, let's say left join, inner join, and different, functions. They explain briefly how it works using, using like popular data sets, okay? Popular data sets. So you can see step by step and as they understand what inner join really is, right? And you see here, inner join, right? Inner join. And then, this really helps you understand what's going on. So best way is to just, follow these popular examples. And if you want to really learn the basics, okay? So let's run it and we will try to get the result and finish it, right? Let's run combined data. So now you see we combine the USGU data with region trends, right? And now we can click and see real-time what our data set looks like, okay? And let's click combine data. And you see here we have name, which shows you the states, right? States. And then we also have hits, which shows you search popularity or search interest in each location, also keywords, everything. Now we combine these two data sets using the syntax. This is useful. Why? Because imagine you build an API which automatically scraps data. Then, let's say user wants to use it, they can actually get all things done without referring to any Excel documents, right? And using Excel only allows you to do data analysis. But then if you build the API, it really helps you automate everything, right? And then the last part, congratulations, they are following me. The next part, we are going to generate a map. We already generated here. But you see, this is not beautiful enough, right? Because, imagine as a data analyst, as a business person, many times it's about taking care of details, right? You see, this is a map. Unfortunately, it shows you the result. It shows you color-coded area. It shows you index on the right side. But it doesn't show you what the number is for each location on top of the map. So that's not perfect, right? Imagine if you report to your boss may say, okay, so Hakeem, go back and fix this. See if you can showcase the numbers on the map, right? But it's already good enough because the interactive, shows you one metric interactively, right? So next step is critical. 42 and 43. So we are going to actually add some labels. So this function is named add static labels, okay? And what label are we going to use? Let me show you, okay? Let me show you. Because this is not a black box. We can explain each step clearly using, common English language, okay? And let's take a look. So label equals to combined data, dollar sign, hits. It means that we want to use the variable or the column named hits in the data set. Which data set? Combined data. Okay, we want to use this hits column as a label on our map. That's why I said, this is a custom map because it shows you how to actually manipulate and create, a map with 2 letters information, right? So let's click, let's say the data set again. So see, to refresh your memory, combined data is hits. It shows you the numerical value, which is the search interest for each location, each state, right? Or sub-region, okay? So now, we can use that to label our map. Let's see if something magic will happen. Let's run 42 to 43. This is all because of the awesome package we are using, which is map view, okay? This map view package really helps you create a map in a few seconds. And if you want to create your JavaScript or maybe Tableau, it takes more time, okay? And now let's click let's run 42 to 43. I click run. Okay. Congratulations. If you are bearing with me, now this is your final map, you see? And if you are not happy with the numbers, let's say, 5 is too small. And let's change it to 8. Okay, I think 8 is a good number. Take size equals quotation mark 8px. Okay, so just follow the original notation and don't change too much. My original one is 5. I think it's too small, right? Make it bigger. So zoom in and you see number 8. You see here the original one is not going to be really appealing, but if you zoom in, I think it's way much better, right? And then we can publish this final map. Okay, we can publish this final map. So now we finished everything. Again, you can run everything from beginning to the end in 20 seconds, get everything done, and then publish. Now let's publish again. We are going to now publish the map instead of this search graph, okay? Imagine we are doing 2 different things. Now let's publish the map. Again, we click, this sign, which shows you publish the application or document, because using R can allow you to publish APIs or apps as well, okay? So we are going to publish, and the first option, because it's free, RPubs, and click publish. And then, let's say, let's call it, let's say, map, and then underscore, search, index, maybe business analyst, right? And we keep it short. Again, try to keep it short, so you don't need to type too much. Okay, so underscore. Let's use just business analyst or something. Okay, make it short and concise. Okay. Again, I assume if you have any error, we can talk about it after the tutorial. Okay. Click continue. Now, congratulations. You see our map is published. Again, now imagine we can do unemployment rate. Let's say, other things, right? Hurricane search, or maybe sales data for different regions. Now, zoom in, you see, you can zoom in or zoom out, right? And you can also get, detailed data for each city, each region, or each country, right? Each country, all for free, right? Imagine if you are small business owner, this may be so useful because, you have limited resources, right? You cannot afford to buy, your license for, Power BI, Tableau, right? But using this is free. And then, let's say now, you probably assume this is the end. I still want to say that, I want to have time for QAs. And then, I want to show something just a little bit different. Still see, I think I'm not a design person, to be honest. I still think there's a room for improvement. I did some minor tweak. Okay, I want to show you. And, but this function is a little bit more challenging for me to develop. And I did many Google searches. It's still not perfect, but I still want to show you my work. And in case you want to, you think it's probably more appropriate, probably more beautiful. And I don't know. So you see, again, I need to change this font size. And see here, let's say, now, I actually have, the state name and, let's say the search, the search index. Okay. So you see, I think it's too small. I apologize, but I think you in the chat, I have the state name as search index for each location. So for people who don't know the state name, they can actually come to this map and see, okay, so maybe this green area, this actually Texas, right? And some people, it doesn't, it's not important for you to memorize, the name of these locations, right? So you can know the state names and the index, right? And then, you can create such a map, but I think due to time limit, I cannot finish that explanation in such a short time. And I think we already passed, almost 8 o'clock, and I want to stop for questions. Again, so here I have all of the documentations in case you really want to see the documentations of some of the documentations for some of the functions we used, okay? For some of the functions we used. So now let me ask any question you have. I think, yeah, again, this will be recorded and I'll try to send you by email. You can just send me an email. I can, send it to you early on. And can you use this to display Google search rankings by keyword area? Yes, definitely. We can also convert to like histogram or bar charts. And we can also do it for different cities or metropolitan cities. And we can also combine metrics with other things. Let's say sales, right? Imagine, I think sometimes as a marketing person, you want to see the final outcome variable, right? So imagine if any of this has implications on sales, let's say search interest, if you can associate search interest to sales data, that'd be great, right? So again, thank you for your time. And now I'm going to stop recording. And I know you may have other questions. We can stop recording and then, you can ask me any other questions you may have, okay?